So you totally know you're on the Outer Cape when the names of the roads start turning into that. I love that. It's so Outer Capey. Welcome guys and gals to the Outer Cape edition of Stripahquest. My name is Paul K. This is Saturday Mornings Outdoors. Thanks for coming along. I am on the Outer Cape and we're at Head of the Meadow Beach, and I just got through wiring it. There's really no swell to speak of to see where the sloughs are, but I did a pretty good job of figuring out where I'm going to fish tonight. And so far yet I haven't come across any seals. Last year we were plagued at this particular beach with seals, therefore no fishing at all. I came prepared this year. I have a plan B, and if something like seal action occurs, no, it's not the 30-yard 6. It's a different place to go. So stay tuned and let's see what we can dredge up here and have a little fun on the beautiful Outer Cape. Spectacular day today. High 80s, and we'll see how this turns out. Trail boss, we'll let you know. It wouldn't be a trip without fried clams and footlong. Gotta have it. Give me 3 minutes on that. I would say these are as good or better than Simcoe's by the Bridge in Mattapan at 1 o'clock in the morning, Mattapan, Massachusetts. People from Boston, if you're from Boston, you know. Except you don't need your handgun with you. That's how good these are. They're as good as Simcoe's, but it's not at Simcoe's. Let's put it that way. So I'm out on Provincetown Pier, well, Commercial Street in Provincetown, and just sitting there digesting the fried clams, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to use Plan B tomorrow. I was on Head of the Meadow Beach and a few of the other beaches, and there's seals everywhere, as usual. So Plan B consists of probably Wellfleet Harbor or Pamet River. It's going to rain tomorrow. Pick the dud weekend. It happens maybe 1 out of 5 when I come down here, but I got my fishing gear, my rain gear, so I'm going to probably do that tomorrow, give it a shot. And probably Wellfleet Harbor. There's a dam there and an outflow I'd like to try on the outgoing tide. So keeping you abreast of the conditions here at Cape Cod. I don't know, geez, this camera doesn't have zoom, but all along that breakwater there's got to be thousands of seagulls. And I don't know, I doubt this camera's going to pick it up, but it's they're all squawking all at once. Neat stuff. Ain't got that around where I live. It's cool stuff. Trail boss, kind of interesting stuff. I don't know if you can notice it or not, but there's a houseboat right there. But there are these little piers right here, or docks, or shall I say, and they got little shacks on them. And like for instance, right next to that sailboat, there's a little shack on that pier, and it's not connected to the breakwater. I wonder what that is. It looks like there's moorings there. It's probably some type of utility station for the boating community or something, because there's another one down there, but I never saw anything like that. Kind of neat. They look like a little, I don't know, it's a little house on piers that's not connected to the land, on floats. Interesting. So meanwhile, back at the Outer Cape Rat Cave, I want to just show you what Plan B consists of. There's C and D this year too. The rigs I'm going to be using is the Shimano Speedmaster, an 11-foot surf rod, and the 6-foot extra heavy spinning rod with a Penn bait runner on it. Lures I'll be using is going to be swimmer for middle. Top water will be shallow diving, minnow, top water popper, and a jig for the bottom. And they're smaller baits because where I'm going to be fishing is it's in Wellfleet Harbor, and it's called a flap outflow. And when the tide comes in, the flap goes in and lets the water run into an estuary, and then when the tide's coming out, the flap will flip out and let the water go out that way. It's on Catchin Road if you guys are interested, and it looks really promising. So I've been looking forward to working this place on the outgoing tide. So theoretically, all the bait fish, and I've read it in many forums, it's a pretty good spot, and it will be flushed out on the outgoing in the Stripahs stage and feed off that. Any estuary along the map, just look on Google Maps, or I look on my tide charts and all that, is going to be good theoretically, because it's just flushing bait fish. So this is plan B. I also have 3 other spots I want to check. So I want to really get some fish out here, and it's very disappointing with those seals. That's the whole problem. So I'm out here, and it's a world-class fishery, and so let's try to get some stripers. We'll let you. And so plan B unfolds. So this, I checked it out on Google Maps. It didn't show that it was under construction, but apparently the river goes that way, and then this is the opening, and this is the actual flap dam, I guess they call it, right here. And I hit it just about right. Look at those beautiful dunes out there. Only the cape is just spectacular. Apparently it goes this way, in that direction into Wellfleet Harbor, and this water goes up into this way, and it just flipped from slack to the outgoing. So we're gonna give it a swing and see what happens here. It looks really good, really Cape Cod-y, really pretty, and this is just what you want to look for. Estuaries with flows and blah blah blah. We'll see if he can catch some fish. But luckily the rain has stopped. It was forecasted to downpour all day today. You can see that it's pretty overcast, so who knows what's going to happen. We got a hole in the clouds right now, and we're going to take advantage of it. An outstanding quality. This didn't even show. I didn't even notice it on Google Maps, but it's got this little fishing area. It's just perfect. The flow is coming out underneath us, and man, this is killer. This is great. Great unexpected spot. Now let's hope for fish. I'm gonna start off with a little swimming rig. See what happens. Just incredibly beautiful area. A lot quieter than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, this is part of Wellfleet Harbor. It's going upstream. Just beautiful area. Typical Cape Cod. And there's like peace here. I'm so glad I Googled this bad boy. Now if we can get some fish. So far I've been with it for about an hour. Bring your bug dope because there's no seams here and they're biting, but it's bearable. But you know, you just need the no seam. And then so I was working a jig on the bottom, so I got snagged and busted off the leader. And now I'm just tying. I'm gonna throw this, but I'm tying that Palomar. And when there's that's 40-pound test. With that Palomar, there's just no equal. It's so easy. And for that matter, I forgot to bring a knife. So there's my knife right there, the edge of those steps. Crude but effective. You gotta adapt, that's all. But I'm gonna throw this now, see what happens. Swimmer. You gotta see the action of this lure. It's incredible, this lure. Just unbelievable. Makes like swim baits look, it's close to swim bait, but it's just got, watch. I hope I can get it. Hopefully you can see this. A feeble attempt at using a rod and a camera at the same time. It ain't easy. I just want you to see the action on this lure. It's an extremely dangerous attempt because it's just the camera's precariously. I can't breathe on the camera, but anyway, I'm trying to capture the action of this lure. One false move and the camera goes under. But hopefully you can see that. It's incredibly beautiful action on this. I guess it's like a glide bait. Hope you can see that. Anyway, enough with gambling with my camera. Kind of iconically interesting. I'm in Wellfleet Harbor, and there's some Wellfleet oysters I snagged on the bottom. Just shells. Actually, I think there's a live one right here, but some good sized oysters right there. That's your iconic Wellfleet oyster, and they are prolific in this harbor apparently. World famous, I guess. So the rain's kind of turning on like it means it. I'm getting kind of driven out here, so I'd love to stay here a lot longer. It's a beautiful, peaceful spot. I will definitely be back here. This absolutely has potential, but this rain is just coming down. I'm going to look for another spot. Hopefully this rain will slow down. Let you know. So there's no way I'm giving up on this spot. It just smells like fish. So I'm on the other side of the street. This is the outflow. There's obviously construction here. It's not pretty, but that current's going to attract fish. Looks like bilge water. But no, it's a creek, and I'll throw in here for a little bit and see what comes up. I mean, this spot looks too good. So now I'm in the inner harbor of Wellfleet Inner Harbor, and I'm along the docks here. I am on a dock on one of the jetties that goes out into the middle of Wellfleet Harbor. And I'll give this a little swing. This is the inner harbor, and it's quite in there, but still you got that flow here of current. Now it's on the outgoing tide, so giving it a swing. Boy, look at the size of that. I guess it's just a tender. It says Boston Whaler. That can't be 12 feet long. That thing's really cool. It looks like that's a 30 or a 50 Merc on it. Look at the size of it. It's tiny. That's all you need in these harbors, are right along the edges. But man, that is a cool little boat. Tiny little thing. Look at the beach jib near the engine and compare it to the size of the boat. It just to give you an idea. That's crazy. That's cool. I love it. I want one. And so, through the magic of time-lapse photography and freaking downpouring rain, it's 6 hours later. It's evening now. It's about 8 o'clock, I'd say. And I can wire it. The tide's obviously going out. And now the flow, where I was fishing on this side, is coming out that way. Now this is proper, I think. I'll keep trying to second guess this place until I actually hit on something, I hope. But we'll see what happens now. This is the magic hour coming up, and this is low tide. The water's really coming out now, so we'll see what I can do now. And there it is, boys. So Googlenomics pays off. First Wellfleet striper, and gotta get him back in the water. Just look on those Google Maps for the estuaries, and Plan B works. Well, I discovered 2 new places that I never knew of before. I'm starting to wire this one out and seeing what the bottoms looks like, so that I can better become acquainted with it. And this was Plan B. So it's always good to have a second plan, and The seals just totally ruined the outer beaches, so I'm on the inner side. That was plan B, and there's a few other places I'd like to try too. So with that, we're going to call this one an episode, and maybe you learn some things about finding secondary places. Plan, just look on Google Maps and the area that you're going to be. If it's not really that good for what you want, then you can make for plan B and plan C via Google Maps. Invaluable. So that'll be this edition from the Outer Cape, and my name is Paul K. This has been Saturday Mornings Outdoors, and please like and subscribe, and I should be back at the canal next week catching stripers, hopefully. So thank you very much, folks, for coming along with me, and we'll see you next week. Bye.